discuss about multiple catch block using this sample program. So after this video you would have learned about when to use catch block and how to use catch block and other things in a detailed manner. So here multiple catch, if your code has a scenario that would cause multiple exceptions in the fragment, then it would be better if you use multiple catch block instead of writing a single catch for handling the exception in a better manner. So here what we have done is we have written some code and I have commented those code. So here two catch block. Here the first catch block would handle array index out of bounds exception and the second catch block would handle exception. So it can be any exception. So these are the two catch blocks. If your code, which you have protect your code, throws some exception, so it will try to check whether the first catch block type and the thrown type are similar. If the thrown exception type and the catch block type are similar, then this catch block would be executed. If not, the second catch block would be checked. So it will go to the n number of catch blocks. If the first catch block is getting executed, then it will try to skip the other remaining catch block. So that's the flow. So in this code I am trying to remove the comments for the first fragment of code. So I have removed the comments for the first fragment of code. In this code what I have done is I have tried to create the test array of size 2 and I am trying to access the index 4. So it will try to throw array index out of bound exception. We will see how we have handled that exception in this catch block. So here this code is throwing array index out of bound exception. So that exception has been handled by using this catch block. So catch array index out of bound exception E1. So we are trying to print exception 1 ex1 here for some display purpose ex1, and then we are trying to use the print stack trace for printing the complete stack details for better debugging purposes. So here we have print this stack trace java.lang.array index out of bound exception. 4 means we are trying to access the index 4, but the index 4 isn't present inside this array, and then it will try to show the line at which the exception has been occurred. So line number 19 where the exception has occurred. So this is the first scenario. If I am trying to comment this code and then I am trying to uncomment this code, second fragment of code. So here if I run this code for the second time, I would get this following exception: java.lang.arithmetic exception divided by 0. The reason behind that is here we are trying to divide the value 1 by 0, so it will try to cause the arithmetic exception. So that exception, it will try to check whether that exception type is similar to this first catch block exception type. So the exception thrown is arithmetic exception, but the exception handled by the first catch block is array index out of bound exception. So this block won't be executed. It will try to check the second catch block. In the second catch block, the exception type handled was exception. So this class is the parent of all the exception classes. So it can be arithmetic exception or it can be array index out of bound exception. It can be any exception. Exception class is the parent of all the exception classes. That's why this code is getting executed ex2 and then the stack trace. So the line at which the exception has been occurred is line number 21. So this is a sample code to explain multiple catch blocks.